On January 6, 2026, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban finalized their divorce, and by all appearances, they're dealing with the change in completely different ways. Just have a look. Divorces are often a double tap of pain. They hit you in the heart, and they hit you in the wallet. Divorce ain't cheap, and that's especially true when you're one of the most famous musicians in the world. Although Urban reportedly earns more than $100,000 per month per the Daily Mail, his post-divorce finances are believed to be tight. Maintaining multiple properties and footing the cost of lawyers' fees has apparently been tough on the country singer's checkbook. So where did that lead him? Down the unlikely road to Mar-a-Lago. Commenting on the issue with Women's Day, a source close to Urban claimed that desperation was the driving force behind Urban's private performance at President Donald Trump's club at Mar-a-Lago. The insider said, "Keith never thought he would end up playing gigs at Trump's house. He's got to make a living though, and there are very few country artists left that haven't cashed in on the huge Trump fan base." Regardless of Urban's personal stance on the American president, it seems that the country star is in a bit of a financial pinch. Beyond their finances, Urban and Kidman also struggled to agree on a custody arrangement with respect to their shared daughters, Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret, at least at first.
I said, "Baby, you want to come out and see Dad play?" She goes, "Oh, do I have to?" So keeping it real.
According to a report in the Daily Mail, Urban and Kidman fought over who would get to spend more time with their kids. An insider claimed, the one thing that became a sticking point was custody of Sunday and Faith. Keith was initially asking for equal time with their daughters. Apparently, this was a proposal that Kidman just couldn't get behind, no doubt thanks to Urban's busy touring schedule. After a good deal of disagreement, it was eventually decided that Kidman would get the girls for the bulk of the time. As reported by Women's Day, Urban will only get to spend 59 days with his daughters every year. The same insider explained to the Daily Mail why Urban eventually caved to Kidman's demands, saying, "Their daughters are both in their teens and need their mother more than their father at these ages." Keith knew he'd never win the battle in court and finally backed down. While that arrangement might have made sense in the eyes of the court, Urban was likely unhappy to be giving up so much time with his daughters. Once the divorce was finally finalized in January 2026, the chatter about the former couple certainly didn't fade away. Rumors began to swirl around Urban, including speculation about whether or not the country star had changed his mind about parting ways with his longtime spouse. A source who spoke to Women's Day certainly hinted at that being the case, saying, "It's a lonely existence for Keith right now. He's exhausted, isolated, and looking at a future he never imagined. He's also lost his best friend, Nicole, who was also his greatest supporter in life, and he's wondering if he's made a huge mistake." Even if Urban and Kidman never got back together, though, a source maintains that Urban wishes he could have a do-over, saying, "He can tell Nicole's hurting and has huge regrets over how he's handled this. He's never ever wanted to humiliate her. Now his biggest supporter despises him." What's more, Urban has apparently even considered getting in contact with Kidman after months of giving her the cold shoulder. Worse, during a November 2025 talk with Interview magazine, Kidman said she's hanging in there. The insider claimed that after reading that, Urban wanted to reach out to his ex. They said, "He's been rereading the interview and fighting the urge to pick up the phone." Unfortunately, Urban may want to hold off on the phone call because other gossip suggests Kidman has no interest in living in the past.
Internal thoughts, and hold! She rejects.
Now that the divorce is officially done, Kidman may very well be ready to hang out with someone new, if the rumor mill is to be believed, that is. According to Women's Day, the Oscar winner has reportedly been chatting with her gal pal Naomi Watts about potential beaus. A source told the outlet that Watts is ready to set Kidman up with actor Simon Baker. According to the source, Watts knows that Baker would drop everything for a chance with Kidman.
Where'd you hear that?
I did, Naomi Watts.
I'm gonna kill her.
Yeah.
The same source went on to say that Kidman and Baker go way back, but their connection was never romantic in the past. She's actually the godmother to Baker's children. Although neither Kidman nor Baker has confirmed any sort of relationship to the press, it's pretty clear that the two share common ground. If things do heat up between Kidman and Baker, it would almost certainly impact her dynamic with Urban. As one source claimed to Globe, Kidman would love to find a new love interest to make Keith jealous and make him regret letting her go. Long before there were even whispers of rumors of divorce in the air, there were signs that Urban was struggling to find a sense of meaning in various areas of his life. In 2024, the country singer hinted at some of the challenges he might have been facing at the time. Describing his song Straight Line in the caption of an Instagram post, Urban revealed that it centered on wanting to break out of a soul-sucking routine. He then went on to write, "It's a message of feeling alive again and getting out from under that dark cloud." Those are some pretty specific themes for a supposedly happily married guy to be focused on. And fans have wondered if Urban's marriage was one of the things that inspired the song.
I don't wanna just go through the motions, going around and round.
He also raised eyebrows when the premiere episode of CBS's The Road aired in October 2025, and he talked about how grueling touring can be.
Then you miss your friends, you're missing your family, and you're completely lonely and miserable.
The fact that he mentioned friends before family didn't go unnoticed with a lot of commentators, who saw it as an accidental moment of honesty about where his priorities really were at the time. Were people reading into it too much? On its own, maybe, but that was far from the only sign Urban wasn't totally happy at the time. In the final days of Urban's marriage, an interview question about his then-wife of 19 years struck a major nerve. In July 2025, Urban appeared on the Australian radio show Haley and Max in the Morning via Zoom. The conversation eventually turned to Kidman's steamy on-screen roles, and when one of the hosts asked Urban how he felt about watching Kidman hook up with younger actors like Zac Efron, Urban dipped.
Oh, why has that happened? What's just happened to you?
He's disconnected from Zoom.
Did he just hang up on us?
Nobody at the time knew that Kidman and Urban's marriage was about to draw to a close. Needless to say, the timing of the question wasn't exactly ideal. Before their marriage turned sour, Urban relied on Kidman for emotional support. Speaking to Rolling Stone in 2014, Urban revealed that he'd struggled with the misuse of drugs and alcohol at the beginning of his relationship with Kidman. Apparently, Kidman played a major role in helping Urban achieve sobriety. He said, "Meeting Nick and falling in love with Nick and starting a relationship with Nick became, I realize now in hindsight, my sobriety. That was how I was able to keep it together."
She has a capacity to love like no one I've ever met.
In the same interview, Urban described Kidman's efforts to help him during a 2006 relapse and went on to express how close he was to Kidman, stating that they'd never go more than 5 days without seeing each other. While Urban has reportedly been able to lean on friends in the wake of the divorce, it's still been a tough period, especially with regards to spending less time with their daughters. A source told New Idea in January 2026, "He's not doing well, but he does have a revolving door of friends checking in on him." Rebuilding a support system that was in place for around 20 years is far easier said than done. Regardless of Urban's reasons for seeking a separation from Kidman, she officially filed for divorce on September 30th, 2025. About 3 months later, the divorce was finalized. Reports indicate that the split was not Kidman's idea. Dishing to Page 6, an inside source mused that some relationships just run their course, before adding that Kidman did not want the separation and was trying to save things. Despite the fact that Urban has largely been viewed as the instigator of the marital breakdown, and despite the fact that Urban was rumored to have struck up a romance with another woman, the country singer has seemingly expressed mixed feelings about the end of his marriage. In the weeks following the initial divorce proceedings, Keith Urban's behavior became increasingly cringeworthy, including one particularly messy moment at a concert. During a show in Hershey, Pennsylvania, Urban sang the classic breakup song, "You'll Think of Me." However, he changed up some of the lyrics. Most fans are used to him singing this.
Take your space and take your reasons.
At that show in Pennsylvania, though, Urban changed the lyrics to "Take your space and all your stupid bull reasons." The change in lyrics was largely interpreted as Urban's reaction to his divorce, especially given the timing. He's been known to improvise different lyrics on stage before, but ultimately, audience members couldn't help but read into the switch-up. Kidman might have not been ready to end things at first, but now she seems keen on moving forward. Things behind the scenes certainly haven't been easy, especially regarding custody matters. But Nicole isn't wallowing in the public eye by any stretch of the imagination. As a source told People in October 2025, she's surprisingly level-headed and calm. Now that it's out, she's just focused on what's ahead and her girls. Shortly after filing for divorce, the Australian actor was spotted on a hike with her sister in Nashville, according to the Daily Mail, and looked upbeat and confident the whole time. Even if Urban was the one who first called for their split, it can't be especially easy for him to see Nicole looking so self-possessed after the breakup. Speaking to the Daily Mail, one of Urban's friends inadvertently revealed that members of the singer's social circle have questioned his choices. The friend revealed, "He isn't talking about whether he's dating anyone else or going to date anyone else, but he's saying that he's going to be fine and not to worry about him getting self-destructive."